everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to have some fun today doing some white heat embossing over some super fun cardstock and playing with the Spellbinders Small Die of the Month as well as the Stamp of the Month. So you know that I get those every month, and hopefully, you know, some of this will spark some inspiration for you when you get yours in the mail. And we're just gonna have a good time, so let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm gonna tell you, because I live in a world of full transparency, is that I just did this voiceover. But you know what I did? Instead of hitting record, I hit play. So the video was playing and I thought I was talking to all of you. But that was not the case when I went to hit stop after my joyful exit. So I'm just gonna try to keep it upbeat. All right, so I always cut out the stuff prior to, actually getting into the card making. So I cut out with the mirror cardstock, this holographic mirror cardstock, which is my favorite. I think I bought like 5 packs of it when it came back in stock. It's just awesome because I couldn't decide on a color. And so I just thought, well, I'll get one that gives me all the colors all the time. So I'm also using this glimmer paper, kind of like a shimmery background, because it's stuff I had in my stash forever and I had to keep it, so now I have to use it. Here I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do my layout, but we'll get back to that. This is the Stamp of the Month for May, and I really think that this is a great stamp set. This is sort of like if you're new to stamping particularly, this is a great one because it has a lot of different sentiments. So congratulations, happy birthday, thank you, I hug you in my heart every day, I hug you with my heart every day, we're going to use that one. So I think it's great. It's like a staple one with a lot of good ones. Okay, so here I apparently am trying to see how far out of frame I can get without it being too annoying. But no, really, I'm just trying to figure out my layout again. Yeah, so we're just going to figure out how I'm going to do the layout. This was a bit tricky for me. In fact, when I got this die set, I was like, oh, yikes, this is kind of outside what I normally do. I don't know, it's more of an elegant look and it's very pretty, but I'll give you some tips on how I kind of got over that and how I ended up really liking these cards. So I pulled out my scrapbook.com sticky embossing ink because I am going to do some white embossing on this cardstock. I thought it was going to be really pretty to kind of add a little bit of that make your own background kind of look. So I'm stamping them out almost in little bouquets because those are individual flowers. And then I am going to pour some detail fine white embossing powder over it and then heat set it. Now, I highly recommend keeping your heat tool off to the side warming up because then it makes the process a lot easier. So I did that, and then I came back to it and I added some more. I felt like it was missing a bit, particularly with the die cut that I chose. Okay, so we got that heated up, and then we are going to do the other card, which is where we use that bigger sentiment. This says, I hug you in my heart every day. I thought that was really sweet, and you can use it for a lot of different reasons, just because, sympathy, things like that, lift somebody's spirits. And I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool and stamp it twice because I want it to be very crisp. And so it's a very thin type of font, so that's why the detail white is very good for this as well. So then I, right here, am going to heat set that. This is a really good heat tool. It's from Wagner. I'm not sure, it used to be cheaper, but I'm not sure if they still have that at a good price on Amazon, but I'll link it below. Now I come back to this because now I'm trying to see with my background, with my sentiments, how does that look? So on the one with the die cut that's more of a door, I'm going to use this sentiment here. And I decided to stamp it out on matching cardstock and then bubble cut it. So that just means I'm cutting right around the sentiment to give it a really unique look instead of just a plain square. It's very forgiving. You've heard me say that before probably. It's a very forgiving technique and it's one of my favorites. If you have intricate dies, don't worry about getting glue over every single piece of this. Just hit it in the important parts, which is the corners, any straight lines that you see, like that circle in there, and then randomly. And what I do is I put something heavy on top of it so that it will hold it down. I am popping up the sentiment here, and that's going to go right in the center of my image here. And I decided to use my tweezers because I feel like my fingers get in the way. So if you see my tweezers come in, that's why. Again, I am just going to do this on the straight lines, and then I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to put something heavy on it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Well, I said this in the first voiceover that I did, but I didn't tell you in this one. My shirt that I was wearing at the beginning, I'm actually painting today during this video, so like taking breaks and whatnot. And so there's paint all over my shirt, so I'm not usually dirty like that. So just so you know, I'm a mess right now because I'm dealing in all kinds of home projects. Okay, I felt my cards needed something, so I pulled out one of my favorite paper packs, and I'm going to use that sheet you saw to the right, and I'm going to cut out some of these flowers. These flowers have sort of like a glitter cardstock look on them, so they add something really fun to the card. And don't shy away from the ones that are falling off the pattern paper, meaning they're not whole. They kind of get cut off by the edges, because I'm going to show you how I use that. This first one right here has a straight edge because it came from the side of the paper pack. But I'm just going to tuck it right here underneath the circle as to not waste it and still get the look I was going for. So that was really easy. And then the other one here, it's not as small, so you can see that I couldn't really make it all fit under there. So what I'm going to do is let it stick out, but then pop up this other flower right on top just to kind of cover that edge. And now we have 3 flowers that add a little something extra special. I don't think the video does these cards justice. They look a lot prettier and more dainty in real life, but what are you going to do? Now this one here, I'm going to show you again. I have the leaf that's kept in right here. And then I have that straight edge again. So that's okay, because I'm going to just take my other big flower and we are going to lay this down flat. I like to put something heavy on my cardstock here because this is a little bit thicker pattern paper. So it's, you just need something to sort of solidify it. All right, I put that one down, and then that little tiny flower, I'm just going to pop up using some really small little squares. Now that wasn't enough for me. I thought we needed something a little bit more down in the lower left-hand corner. And so the first thing I'm going to do is add another one of those leaves, and all of those images are from that pattern paper. So really super easy, just fussy cut them, and you have something. So don't discount, your pattern papers that you've been hoarding. All of you. I'm talking to all of you. So just look at them. There might be some images in there that you can use for your cards. I wish I had sort of like silk flowers to put on this, but they probably would have been too bulky anyway. And so this was the perfect fix for not having to stamp, color, and dye other flowers. All right, so now I get that done, and I'm going to add one more flower because here I'm going to do odds. So I have 3 at the top and 2 at the bottom. I guess that's a rule we're supposed to follow. Insert eye roll. Because I don't care, but it does look nice. So I guess there's some validity to it. All right, so I am going to do that. And these cards, I'm not going to add anything extra. I think if you wanted to add something sparkly like sequins, I think that'd be fun. Maybe, some stickles in certain areas, that would be fun as well. But, the sky's the limit and options are open. So just have fun with it. If you get this die set every month or the stamp set, tag me on social media at Mary Polanco Designs. I'd love to see what you're working on. But thanks so much for hanging out with me. Here's some still photos of it. If you are interested in anything I used, you can click the links below. That'll be listed out what I was using in the video. Also, click the Linktree link if you want to connect on other social media platforms, if you want to use any affiliate links or visit my Amazon shop. You can check that out. And my favorite part, I will see you in the comment section down below and in the next video. Bye-bye.